So this is the troublemaker.
And feel free to either disconnect them or
That's the old guy. This is the guy I'm wondering if he learned his tricks from.
Cool. So yeah, we'll kind of let him hang out here for a minute and then give him a chance to kind of...
We weren't going to bring Scratch, but he got up earlier. Cool. And, you know, you don't know how long he's got. He's 16 and a half years old.
Yeah.
But he keeps surprising us just when you think he's...
I have a few clients that have dogs that are in that stage where it's like, oh, we're going to lose them. Oh, wow, they got a second wind and then a third wind and a fourth wind.
And we got him thinking Scratch had like 6 months to a year left.
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago. Because Chowder, and it's funny, all their coloring, the tuxedo is just dumb luck. You know? Gavin, our youngest son, found him online. He was just a pup. Looks like he had deer. Is that deer? Deer poop?
No, it's rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just this pea
Oh, it's
gravel.
just that. It's funny. You know?
There are deer around here, but no, it's...
Yeah, because I find...
This is what he does to me all day. That's his life. He runs the house.
They get along real well.
Yeah.
You know, this is just exciting for them.
I'm getting a little snowblind.
Yeah. Yesterday was really bad. It was so bright out here. I was like, I need to get some sunglasses. I didn't have any, so...
And I wear these. They're, they have a little tint, but when it's bright outside, I got to put my contacts in wherever I go to shave.
Yeah.
Chowder,
Chowder, have some manners.
I have his, or she's got his pinch collar in there, which is very effective on walks. But he just, I just can't get him over the anxiety around other dogs outside. Chowder,
He's all happy.
I mean, he seems lost. Come here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some things and then just chill right here. You can also go up in the bus if you want. It's heated, so yeah, feel free to go up there. I'll be right back.
No, Chowder, no. Hey, wait.
So this is the waiver,
Sure.
and then there's a backside to it. Here's a pen. Hopefully that pen will work. I didn't test it. When's the last time you were in a school bus?
I'm 61.
Yeah. It's funny, most people, they come in and they're like, well, I haven't been in one of these for a while.
We're just putting Chowder's name mainly?
I put all three.
Okay.
I used to love it when we were on field trips as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Bouncing around.
Yeah.
Was this here? Yeah, they're a little different.
Oh.
He gets his way, like if I'm relaxing. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Comes up with his toys. He's doing himself. You're getting a perfect
Awesome. Thank
idea.
So you're actually witnessing how I behave in the house a lot. Although he doesn't run around barking. We have that under control. Unless there's a squirrel that runs by or
I
somebody
let him
walking
chase
the
the
dog.
squirrel so he has to do his job.
Hey. It's like he tries to show him off the bed.
He doesn't get out. Doggy
Ricky.
Devin here.
And sometimes Ricky has to kind of play too.
Yeah.
Scratch tries to pretend he's young still. They used to look like when Scratch was younger. They used to look a lot alike. Scratch had a lot more muscle on him. And his face was rounder.
Yeah.
And this is what Scratch does. He just sort of paces around,
Yeah.
you know, because he's old, can't hear.
Yeah.
Still can see okay, but
He's still big.
yeah.
Yeah, and then when we go inside, like, there might be, you know, a bunch of barking for a little bit, coming in, and might step in to address that, but we'll be going inside, talking for a little bit, and
Yeah.
then we'll. But I just kind of want to see is their initial dynamic here.
No! Hey, no!
Sorry about that.
No.
I'm sure
Yeah,
that's
it happens.
It's a challenge in our house, too.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Don't try to get down, Scratch. You're gonna be sorry. Neither so Mom.
Jen, what you doing, buddy? You looking for a toy? No, hey, down. Down. Hey, down. You gotta tell him down too, honey.
How you have?
Ricky, no. Hey, get down.
Down?
He gets away with it. This is so little.
Down. I can't even walk him on a leash.
Yeah, the poles and poles.
Yeah.
On the
And then when he sees dogs, is he kind of displaying this kind of?
He can. He's better.
yeah,
with
well,
he's
with
gotten
me,
better. Yeah, he
like,
does.
let's see, I can walk him by a fence with the dog, and I'll give him a little pop. Oh, like, nope, and he'll go like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like he'll listen to me, but the urge is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Before, he used to just really react,
Yeah.
but now we've got the reaction down from like a 9 to 5.5, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you do if I let him loose like I get dog park.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
why-
hopefully we'll get to a point today where we'll put him with some dogs and see how he does. Yeah.
What I could do, what we can share with you, what happened with on his last visit. He was surrounded by dogs. He's like this. I don't know about this. And the one thing that, hey, no. He goes, yeah, he's not aggressive, but he's kind of an asshole, is what Ryan said. Because when the dog turns around, he'll, hey, dude, hey, Chowder.
I guess he called
You called it what?
it like a
Cheap shot artist.
cheap shot.
You know,
Yeah.
like when the dog will turn and then he'll go, whoop. But he's never like lunged and tried to viciously hurt another dog.
Yeah.
Like if Scratch was younger, Scratch would have taught him like how to behave. Like Scratch has been the perfect dog.
And when you guys were in that situation with all the dogs, and he did respond like that, what was it like kind of let's see what he does, or
Chowder, no. Hey.
or did you guys step in?
We
when he did
step
that?
back and do his
Yeah,
thing.
but what like I'm trying to get an idea of kind of like how he went about it. So like, did he let it play out, and then
Yeah, he let it play out.
yeah, and then when he started stepping in, did he improve in that situation or?
He
He
did.
seemed really
the thing is,
scared.
it's
I'll add in my 2
Yeah.
cents.
Yeah.
yeah.
Really, he would walk into his facility and he would just freeze up. So with he was different. Really kind of scared. And then for me, when I tried to take him out on my own, I had a hard time.
Yeah.
Like I said, he has it easier, but it's like I couldn't really work with him. And I didn't like using the pinch collar.
Yeah.
It was just hard. I mean, if I have to, I'll figure it out.
Like
but-
he responds to, like the one time, like like he said, yeah, we moved to the e-collar too quick before we really.
and he didn't
And one
explain it
time,
well.
like one time we had the e-collar and he was just, there was other dogs around and it was just
wouldn't
annoying him. Even
And it got
and then
worse.
I said, enough of the e-collar. I just,
Yeah.
you know, it's like that
Okay.
scene where the mom yells at their kid and the kid goes like this, okay? That's what, he basically, he's very good with body language.
So
He doesn't want to, he wants to please us.
Well, I'll tell him this is what I witnessed. So I called
Just,
him,
no, no.
and he says you're not high enough. He says just crank it up to like 100 in order if you have to get a stronger e-collar. And that was a little uncomfortable for me. I'm not, you know, I think he's doing the best he can.
So do you think he's trying to intimidate other dogs?
I don't know.
I don't know if he's afraid.
Yeah, but what do you think? Like,
Yeah, I think he's trying to control the scene.
right?
Yeah, I think everybody's gonna. He's gonna think I'm an MI.
Yeah,
I
like-
think he's gonna try to.
Because
Like me.
what I see is a dog that is looking to insert himself and try to control it. See, he comes to this new environment and now he's trying to figure out where he fits in and all this, and he's like, this is who I am.
Yeah,
Building
I'm gonna
himself up.
But at home, like he'll roll over on his back.
I've never seen him roll over.
He does it.
For Ricky.
Yeah, for Ricky and Scratch.
But he still is gonna control
Like he'll
himself.
submit because he wants them to play with him.
Yeah.
I'll add.
you know.
I'll say.
Yeah.
This is
But
what I
this is more typical though.
Yeah.
So with me, he does the same to me, where I get so worn down by him. Lately, it's been better, but when it's me and him, he rents the house, and I mean, I'm not a good. I didn't even.
And when it's me and him,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he'll like try to get her to play with him, and when he's with me, it's like he knows that's not gonna work.
And when
He'll lay down and sleep next to me.
yeah,
You know.
and
Chowder, no.
He's destructive in the house too.
Yeah.
He's everywhere. You know, they mark. So it's gotten a little bit, just a tiny bit stressful.
yeah. And so, do you think that he listens well
To me,
in all situations?
most situations, I would say. Yeah, I mean, he listens to me. He doesn't listen to her as much. Chowder, come here. Chowder.
I mean, I have to say,
Sit.
not to tattle on a bit, I do think it can be a little much for him. So I want to get to the point where we don't
Well,
Chowder.
lose his
but
temper.
let's look at him.
Sit.
Do you think
Stay.
he's being rough with the other dogs?
Not these dogs.
You don't think this is rough?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, it's rough.
I guess it's from where I'm coming from.
See-
No, you're correcting me in my perception. Yes, I see what you're saying. Yes, now I
So,
agree.
so we have to understand how the dog thinks.
Right.
See, you want it to be, oh, hi, mommy loves you, and I really care for you, and if you just listen to me, you're gonna have a wonderful life,
Sure.
and you want to come at it with just nurture,
Yes, I do.
right? That's what you ideally want it to be.
Chowder, get in here.
That's an ideal world. Yes.
But he's going around and dominating and disciplining these dogs,
So he's more. He's
and so we have to see, and this is where I'll ask you.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a dog tell another dog to sit?
No.
Me either. And so why do you think we tell dogs to sit?
To control, to gain
fit into
control
our
over
world.
them.
And so then we're trying to gain control in a way they don't even think in. They don't do this with one another,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so a sit is a trick.
Mhm.
We tell them sit, and then we often say good boy,
Yeah.
right? And so they learn that if this is how I can get to food, this is how I can get your attention. Like
Yeah.
it's not. It's an illusion of control.
Mhm.
It's not real control.
Yeah.
Dogs do not communicate through sit, down, heel, good boy, and good girl. Dogs communicate through intent, body language, and action,
Yeah.
right? And
See,
so
and both. Sorry.
no, go for it. No.
Like when he's doing like they don't react like it's. I'm watching them, and you know, for a 16-year-old dog, Scratch is. He kind of has fun at home with them, and Scratch will even initially play like that. But and so will Ricky.
But what's happening is they're coming into a new environment.
Yeah.
And now they're reinserting. He's reinserting himself back in.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. It's like you go to a new environment, and then you're trying to tell him sit and heel, and because you're trying to say, hey, you listen to me in this environment. But that's not how dogs think.
Yeah.
It's not how they communicate. And this is where they don't. They don't.
That wasn't on my bingo card. Scratch getting down by himself.
Yeah.
Without falling anyway.
Yeah. And so
he's saying that dogs, we have to get on their way.
Yeah, we have to understand their way. So people will be trying to train them, and they're trying to solve this problem with the other dog, right? And I actually I'm looking at what's he doing, and then I'm looking at your relationship with him. Because I think that this is a relationship problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I think this has to do with how you guys live with them, communicate with him, what you guys, how you interact with them.
Yeah.
And that's my first impression, is when I'm looking at this and seeing it all. So when we look at dogs, when I was saying they don't say sit and heel and good boy and good girl, they don't reward for good behavior, ever. You'll never see him say, stay away from my bone. If the dog listens, he goes over and gives him a little lick or gives him a little pat or a little treat. Or
Right.
They don't do that.
Yeah,
they just say, stay away from this.
And he will none of the dogs get a toy.
Yeah.
He won't allow that to happen.
Yeah. This is why you're having a problem with, like, this is a hierarchy problem that you're experiencing.
Yeah.
And so you have to live in a way that establishes hierarchy. You were saying you're not you weren't much of a disciplinarian, right? And there comes a point where if let me ask, do you kind of see them as like your babies?
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I'm his grandma.
Okay. So if you see them as babies, would you ever discipline a baby?
Well, I wouldn't.
No one would, right? It would be messed up. You don't discipline babies.
Right.
But you do discipline little toddlers.
Yes, you do.
Okay? So you can't see them as babies, because then you'll never feel like you should discipline. You're going to then cater every little thing that you hear them have a little commotion, and then it's like, oh no, I need to help them and figure it out, right? Because that's what a mother would do when they're babies. You have to listen to all those little whimpers and whines and distress, and you have to deal with that. But when they get to be a toddler, this is where they start to have to learn to regulate themselves a bit, and we start adding discipline in, and so I find that we have to see how our thinking is, because this is what our belief system, how we think, how we feel, is what's driving our behavior, just like it is with the dogs. So here he is, dominating and disciplining, right? That's what he does. And so then if we're not wanting to discipline a dog that comes from a mindset that I'm going to dominate and discipline, I'm going to control things, I'll tell you how it goes,
right,
we're not going to be successful.
Yeah, and when she's around, he's different. Like,
of course.
If it was just me and you,
he'd
be like, okay, Dad, I want to please you. I'm not like, all I have to do is say, hey, and then he'll just like, okay.
But
he still has nervous energy, but he won't do what he did with the other dogs unless I allow it.
And
now he is.
Hey,
but
you're here, honey.
But this is why it's like, imagine. Okay, so we have kids.
Okay, don't worry about
it.
Let's listen to him.
Let
him do his thing.
We have kids, and then the dad is trying to like discipline the kids. The mom is saying, you're being too harsh on the kids. Yeah. The kids know that they can see this divide. mom makes me feel like I can do what I
It was the same
want.
way with our sons too.
Yeah,
You know?
and so mom will say, "Oh, you're being too harsh," and then try to get dad to stop being the disciplinarian, and then the kids will see this, and then they can start to embolden when mom's around. They'll go to mom to ask if they can go to the friend's house.
Okay, so that's what he's doing. He's getting all this freedom with me.
You embolden him. You're emboldening him
Okay.
to act like this.
Oh no.
But I'm not. But I'm also saying that you're involved too. But
You're
but
guilty.
but we have to like start looking at this dynamic so that we can get really really clear because like I said, I think this has to do with the relationship we have, how we live with them, the things that we do, the things that we don't do, and we have good intentions, but we're not understanding the dog world, and therefore we start to see how, look at this. He comes over to get attention from you, right? The little one, right? He comes over, and then he says, I should be getting that.
He does. That's probably what's causing him to have anxiety.
But this is where,
And Ricky was like that with Scratch. Because when we just had these two for 14 years.
So basically, that's why we have no life.
and so what happens is, like, jealousy is a real thing, and so when you tell him to get up, I'm curious about your thinking behind having him get up there.
He's a little ADD here, so he's like, we gotta, Eddie, let's reel you back into the conversation.
I just want to see how he acts with me. I'm giving Ricky attention.
I know. You gotta understand how he thinks.
See, he's not as freaked out. He wants mom.
I think he figured that out already.
Yeah.
He's explaining how he thinks. So we gotta like get into his little dog brain.
Look what he's not doing.
Well, we know that.
Good boy, Ricky.
Well, he
You
saw
know.
that.
See, now you've seen the whole thing.
And so when I look at when you have him get up, when you tell him to get up on the chair back there, I'm curious about your thinking behind that.
I was trying to bring his energy level down a little bit.
So you're doing like obedience type stuff with him?
It's like, hey, come on, just sit with dad, calm down. It's like having because we both raised two boys at 20 and 28.
Well, he's
and
trying to be, what is it? I forgot the word.
I'm trying to be an old school dad with him, honestly.
And I know sometimes
you
he'll
know.
yell at him.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's damaging.
Yeah,
the boys.
we'll get into it all. But
Okay, we'll get there.
yeah. No, this is what I'm just kind of figuring out, kind of the
It's
thinking,
not super cold today.
the thinking, how you guys are, because this is going to help me then
Yeah.
steer us where we hope where we
Yeah,
need to
because
be.
we're polar opposites with the dogs.
Yeah, and so, to me, I never see dogs say place or get up here, and again, they don't look to say what they like, right? And so we have to start getting away from thinking in terms of obedience commands like sit, down, heel, place, and rewarding for good behaviors. And so then when it comes to the activities you guys do, the games, the toys, can we go through those?
Yeah, I'll tell you. He comes in with his little toy, and it's so gosh darn adorable. And he likes to play keep away. Like he'll hold it, then he'll drop it, and then I'll go to pick it up, and he'll grab it. He wants to see, here I am picking it up, but not harsh.
Yeah.
And that's like all day. If I'm with him all day, and then sometimes he'll drop it, or I'll pull it away, and I'll throw it. I'll chase it. He'll get all excited. He'll bring it up, and it's like I'm trying to continue just a normal game, and he'll just keep away again. And then he likes to shake it. So he plays with me more. But if I say drop it, he won't. Unless it's like if he has, something in his mouth that he's not supposed to, he'll drop that.
Yeah.
His toys, he just really loves that keyboard.
I'm different with them. Like, I will consent to play with them. Like, hey, no. When I'm like, okay, in the evening, I won't do it during the day because it's work time or something. And a lot of times he'll just chill out, sleep on the bed next to, like, I have a little workstation upstairs, and he'll just sleep, And these dogs, they're running around and they sleep. But with him, I will play, but he has to place it in my lap. I won't throw him his little rubber bone or anything unless he places it in my lap. It's like, nope, I'm not playing tug of war. I do this. I'm like, nope. Then he'll like, okay. And knows it and put it right where if he even tries to reach for it while I do, I'm like, nope. So dogs love to fetch, and so.
And why do you think they like to go do?
I don't know. That's a good question. It just he gets excited. He loves the running. He likes the interaction. He's like, Dad's playing with me.
But if we look at why would a dog chase something like
It's a terrible thing.
so
Food, right?
so if we look at we'll go all the way to an animal in nature. Why would a wolf chase after something?
To eat it.
Okay, so when we throw something for him to chase, we're tapping into the predatory side of the dog. We're feeding and encouraging the predatory side, right? And so they chase things because they look at it as prey. Some dogs will get the toy, they'll get it, and when they get it, they'll shake it.
Yep.
Right? Some dogs will they'll rip it apart.
Yeah. I mean,
And
he's
then-
got a snapping turtle jaw.
And then some dogs will even eat their toys.
Yes, he has.
But
Okay.
it's not on purpose.
No, he
Why
can't.
do you think
Oh,
it's
he
not
will.
on purpose?
He'll eat it.
Because it
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
taste good.
But no,
Picks it
no,
up.
see,
He'll
look.
eat it. He
But
will.
why do you think he eats it?
It's prey.
Okay, exactly. So he doesn't understand the difference between the squirrel and the toy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So he doesn't understand the difference between the squirrel and the toy.
Or the sock and the toy. Or
Yeah, and so then you're encouraging him to be a predator.
Mm-hmm.
And so then predators typically don't like when other predators are on their territory.
Mm-hmm.
And when we look at the dogs, when you're walking out and he sees another dog, and he has a problem with that, right?
Mhm.
You said he has a real big problem with new dogs.
Or people come over, he jumps up on him, he
Yeah.
tries to dominate
And
everything.
and so when he comes from this assertive, dominant, predatory mindset,
Mm-hmm.
we're encouraging it. Go chase the squirrel.
Yeah.
Here, chase the
And we
ball.
live in a house with big old windows,
Yeah.
and there's squirrels all over the place.
and,
so.
and so but this is where that stuff is what gets him into trouble.
Yeah.
But then we encourage it, and often we're thinking that when we see a dog, we think that we need to burn their energy.
Mm-hmm.
We need to give them exercise.
Yeah.
Is that something that you think when you're doing the ball and the games?
Yeah, I think I'm getting him exercise.
Yeah.
And interacting with the loving play.
Yeah.
It's just cold. You need to get up here, buddy?
It's hard, as you can see. It's,
Yeah.
I don't mind him, he's a little, I can't focus, I'm trying to get him
Hey, Chowder!
to, can't help
Don't
himself.
you do that. No.
And so think about this. So when you have a toy in your hand, when you pick something up, when
Don't worry, honey, listen to what
Yeah,
he's
I
saying.
don't want him hurting Scratch.
When-
He's all fired up.
when he,
Pick
when
up Scratch and hold him.
but then let's talk about picking things up.
Okay.
So when you have a toy in your hand and you pick it up, and then they want to come and play tug with you, right?
It's only him. I
Like-
don't care. But yes, he will.
But but he plays tug, right? He likes to play tug with
Oh
you
my
guys.
gosh, that's his favorite thing. I can't because he's so strong.
So then when we have the toy in our hand, then he comes over and grabs it, and we're like, yeah, get it, right?
Yeah, and I don't like that,
But
honestly.
but
I know.
you do it, right?
No, I won't do it with them.
I will.
Okay, so why don't you like it?
Because I just, even though they give it, I just think it encourages aggressive behavior.
But throwing something, you don't think it does?
I guess I do now.
Now we
Because
know.
this is
And
the thing.
and when we look at let's look when we look at the stuffed animal, the squeaky toy,
Yeah.
what do you think the squeak represents? A
Kill
wounded
animal.
animal, a
Yeah.
wounded, scared
That's
animal,
why I
right?
don't like squeaky toys
And
either.
so then when we get the stuffed animal, the toy, we're throwing
Yeah.
things for him to chase. He's grabbing and shaking things and ripping it apart. What do you think he's practicing?
Yeah, hunting.
Hunting, killing,
Yeah.
right? And so then he's practicing living in this way, in this
Yeah.
mindset, and then we're feeding into it.
Right. I get you.
And then we're asking him to challenge us. And when we play with him,
Mm-hmm.
we're asking him to challenge us. So then when you try to tell him no, what I've noticed is when you tell him no, or like, get off, he ruff at you.
And it's like, Dad, I don't want it.
He pushes
You
back
know?
on you.
Yeah. It's like
And,
a toddler.
and so but this is where I don't want him to challenge me. I want him to submit to me, be subordinate to me. Do not challenge me, period.
Yeah.
But if I'm over here encouraging it,
Yeah.
then I'm trying to tell him no, he thinks he can challenge me. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Because then in my life, he pushes back when I don't want him to do something,
Right.
Yeah.
right? And so he comes over to me, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
It's like, this is where there's a lot of different things going on, you know, and if I think like from when you first came in until now, and how many times you've inserted yourself,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
and so the whole time you've been saying something, he doesn't really care. He doesn't really
Yeah. Mom's
respect
here.
your.
I'm going to
but
show off in front of you.
but this is where I would say that it to me sounds like you're having to remind him a lot on the walk with the prong collar.
Yeah,
Usually
you are.
it's verbally. Usually it's
But
the first thing.
but what I'm saying is
Oh, yeah.
you're having to remind him a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you. If you touched a hot stove, how many times might you take?
Once.
Once,
Yeah.
maybe twice, maybe 3 times, depending
That's
on how.
what I was
but-
saying with the pinch
But
collar, you
but
should just
but
rip
but
his head off.
but no. But here's the thing:
You know.
is that if you are then playing games and you're sharing affection inappropriately in the wrong ways, and
Yeah.
you're living in a way, it doesn't matter. Now let's think about this. Say we go to a teacher or a parent, and the teacher is a teacher that is always really soft and trying to say, hey guys, like look, if you sit down, I'll give you a treat. We'll do all this. They're like that, okay? And they're trying really hard.
Hey, John.
Let me say this. Like I said, there's a lot going on here, and I'm
Yeah, I'm overwhelmed.
And-
I'm like, it is my life. It's so hard.
yeah. And so, okay, so I only say what I do not like to dogs. Only. I never reward for good behavior.
Okay.
I'm never going to give them treats. I'm never going to praise them. Okay? I'm never going to say, oh, you're doing such a good job. That was a good boy.
Okay.
Never going to do it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay?
We won't.
You can't do it. Dogs don't think like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I only pet the dog when I call them to me.
Okay.
I never go to them to pet them. I never pet them when they come over to me to demand that. You have to think in terms of hierarchy. This is what dogs are thinking all the time. So when they come over and they say pick me up, and you do it,
Yeah.
they say I'm above you. then you'll want to then try to get them to listen.
Okay.
And this is why then when you pick him up and you're over there trying to soothe him, you're actually acting, it's like you're like a little puppy.
Sorry, Ed.
You're like a little puppy
Yeah.
that's acting submissive, subordinate to him while he's being assertive, dominant.
Mm-hmm.
So you're only reinforcing that mindset. And so then we're over here trying to get them to knock it off and stop. But the way we are with them communicates that we're weak, we're below them. They don't have to take us seriously. We're nothing to take seriously.
Mm-hmm.
We don't live in a way that's clear.
Okay, it's confusing and they don't understand.
And so then they're always there. Then it's chaotic, and it's a stressful life. You know, and so then when it comes to the toys and the games, I do not do anything that brings out and encourages the assertive, dominant, and aggressive predatory side of the dog. No toys for them to grab a hold of and chew on and shake around. No squeaky toys. No throwing things for them to chase. No flirt pulls. No tug of war. No roughhousing. You can't do it.
We can't. Okay, I get you. Because we have to train them or not train them.
Ricky.
We have. I think what you're saying, what you told me when we were on the phone, that we want to adopt them into our lives so we can live with them.
You have to see that when we're playing like tug of war, you're asking him to challenge you.
Okay.
You do not want them to challenge you.
Okay.
Dogs think in terms of hierarchy. So this is where when you look at dogs that are playing and then the one that comes over to stop the dogs that are playing. Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah, all the time.
That dog's being a killjoy. He's saying, this is who I am and I can stop all you. And he looks to take the power away from all of them.
Okay.
And so we don't want to play with the dog because one, it teaches them that they can be assertive, dominant, and even aggressive towards people. Not all dogs will get to the point of being aggressive to people, but they will become assertive and dominant towards people.
So you're saying that those days are over now?
You can't do
No,
it.
especially
You
with the
actually
dog.
have to get them to unlearn that. So now we have to take the toy, throw it, discipline them for chasing the toy, discipline them for trying to bite the toy and shake it around.
Okay.
When we have something in our hand and they come try to take it and grab onto it, we have to discipline them for that. We have to set this thing back in order. It's chaotic, you know. And
he's older, so that's going to make it hard. He's lived this.
Well, he's still
like look.
responsive.
People will say, "Oh, you can't teach an old dog new tricks." I would love for you to go to a retirement home and tell old people that they couldn't learn something new.
They do.
Yeah.
They do, right?
Ricky's proof of
Some
that.
people
Ricky-
are more stubborn than others.
Ricky's
Some are
actually
more
gotten a lot
committed.
better.
Like-
Ricky's more obedient now. Because a little dog, what are you gonna do? He's not
But
doing anything.
but this is the thing, is that he doesn't see himself as a little dog.
Oh,
But
yeah, Ricky's
but we'll
fearless.
allow for them to do things that we would never allow a bigger dog to
Yeah.
do.
Like, he'll
And that's
rush
a
him
problem.
down you.
And that's a
Yeah.
problem.
Used to.
This is a problem. Okay? So the way that we live emboldens them and makes them have a mindset that isn't linked to reality. And then we're always trying to coddle and shelter them. And you're okay. It's like when he's like this, it makes most people want to then say, you're okay, it's fine, I'm here for you. And I'm saying that I ignore it.
Okay.
I ignore it.
That's
Yeah.
way different thinking, but I get what you're saying.
Like-
it makes sense because nothing else is working. Is
But
it?
this is why then when we look at like dogs getting on anxiety medication and these types of things.
Repentant.
Yeah, because but we're living in a way a lot of times that is producing this to become more and more of a problem. So I'm like when you sit down and then he does this is an assertive dominant thing that he's doing
I
to
did
you.
that on purpose.
And-
just to see
And so
have you
so
dodge.
then
Because he'll do this at home.
yeah, and then what we'll do is then we'll say, "Hi, buddy," and we'll rub him up.
And this is what
And so what do you think? What do you think he's communicating to all these dogs and people?
I'm the
Look,
big
I got
key.
daddy's
So
attention.
so imagine. So
Yeah.
I was at the grocery store when I first met my girlfriend Thea, and I went to go grab some stuff, and then this guy was talking to her in the aisleway, and I was waiting back. I'm like, I let them do their thing and like see where this goes. It was like at the very beginning, so I was just like kind of seeing.
You didn't know her then?
I knew her. I'm just saying that We had just started like
Yeah.
dating. So I just hung back and I'm like, we'll see how she wants to go about that situation. She keeps looking back at me like, I can't get at it. This guy just keeps talking to me. And so I walk up to her and I just put my shoulder against her shoulder. That's all I did. The guy looks at his watch that's not on his wrist and he says, oh my gosh, I just realized I got to get going. See, me doing this,
Yeah.
I'm claiming her.
That makes sense.
So when we look at this, he's standing
what
on
should
you. He's coming over to then compete for that spot.
Yeah.
They're competing. They're always competing over you. You're like a bone, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, my
And-
I am.
yeah, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. See, how should
And-
we? Yeah. Should
and
I
so-
just
I'm
ignoring him now?
gonna
This is getting you work done. Here
Yes.
you got it. This is it.
yes, and I'm saying that this is part of what is happening on the dog front.